Okay, so in this video what we're going to do is we're going to look at what's called coordinating the plane. We're going to look at plotting points on this diagram here, on this two-dimensional plane here. Now this plane here is called an XY plane, or a Cartesian plane. It's called after a French mathematician called René Descartes. And he lived between 1596 and 1650. He was the French mathematician who actually invented this whole concept. So it's used in everyday life. It's used in air traffic control, global positioning systems or GPS, map making, or cartography, and navigation. If you think about latitude and longitude around the world, you can locate ships anywhere around the world or any position around the world using latitude and longitude, which is generally the same idea. So we've got an X and a Y plane here. Basically we've got an X-axis, which is this horizontal line along here. We've got a Y-axis, which is this vertical line here, and they're broken up into units 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. That'll actually go on forever on the right hand side of the y-axis, and then you've got negative numbers along here. Up along here you've got positive numbers above the x-axis, and then you've got negative numbers down along here. Again, that can go on forever, this can go on forever down along here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at plotting points around here. How do we actually do that? Well, let's do a few examples. Let's take for example let's take 3, 2. Okay, so we're going to take 3, 2. Now this is how you would write a particular point. This is what it would look like when you actually want to write a point down. So what does it mean? Well, this 3 here is going to give us our x value. This 2 here is going to give us our y value. So let's look at this. This is a +3. This is +3. So on the x-axis we're going to go out 3 units. 1, 2, 3. So this is our x value. Our y value is 2, so we're going to go up along the y-axis 2, so 1, 2. And where those two meet, that's where we're going to plot our point. So we're going to go out 3, sorry, then we're going to go up 2, so our point is going to end up here. That's our point there. So that's our point 3, 2. Now we'll do another one. Let's take the point 6, 5. This is our x value, this is our y value. This is x, this is y. So we go out along the x-axis 6 units, and we go up along the y-axis 5 units. So we should end up here. So I'll just draw a point out 6, go up 5, so we're going to end up here. So there's the point 6, 5. So we've drawn 2 points in this particular quarter of the XY plane, or the Cartesian plane. You'll notice here that the plane itself, the two-dimensional plane, is broken up into 4 sections. This is section 1, this is section 2, this is section 3, this is section 4. These individual sections are called quadrants. So they're called quadrants. I'll just write that out here. Q-U-A-D-R-A-N-T. Quadrants. Now this is the first quadrant here, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice here in the first quadrant that the x and the y values are all positive. You're going out the positive x-axis, you're going up the positive y-axis. So your x and y values here will all be positive. Now if we want to plot a point here, what we end up doing is we'll take, say, -4, 5. So So this is our x value, this is our y value. So we're going to go out along the x-axis minus 4 this time. So we're going to go minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. And then we're going to go up along the y-axis positive 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to end up here. So let's just stick that in here. Minus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our point is here. So this is minus 4, 5. Okay. So that's a point in our second quadrant. Down here then, this is our third quadrant. So let's plot a point down here. So let's take minus 5, minus 3. Again, this is x, this is y. So we go out minus 5, we go down minus 3. So let's do that. We're going to go across the x-axis to minus 5, and then we're going to go down the x-axis to minus 3. So our point should end up here. So this is minus 5, minus 3. So now we plotted a point on the third quadrant. So we'll plot one here now, just to finish up this part of the video. Let's see, we've got, we'll take, say, 4, minus 5. Okay, so again, this is x, this is y. So we go out along the x-axis 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We go down 5 then because it's negative 5. So it's 1, 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So we're going to end up, what did I say, 4 minus 5. So we're going to end up here. So this is 4 minus 5. So now we plotted points in all four quadrants. Now, just one last thing before we finish up. We're going to plot points now actually on the axis themselves. So how is that done? So let's see. Let's take a point 5, 0. 5 is our x value, 0 is our y axis, our y value. So this point here is actually going to end up on an axis. So where does it actually end up? Let's have a look. We go out along the x-axis 5 units. So this is our x-axis. We start at 0 here, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 along the x-axis. So how far up along the y-axis do we go? Well, y here is 0. So we don't go up or down the y-axis at all. So our point is actually on the x-axis. This here is the point 5, 0. Okay, so let's do one more of those. Let's take the point minus 4, 0. Minus 4, 0, this is the x, this is the y here. So we're going to go out along the x-axis minus 4 units. So it's minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Our y value is 0. So we're not going to go up and down the y-axis at all. So our point is actually going to be on the x-axis, and that's going to be here. So the point is minus 4, 0, and it's actually on the x-axis here. Now what you'll notice here is that both of these points have y values of 0, and that's going to happen for all points on the x-axis. All points that you plot along the x-axis will have y values of 0, because you're not going up and down the y-axis at all. So y will always be 0 for points on the x-axis. Okay, so let's have a look at some points that we can plot on the y-axis. So okay, so let's take the point 0, 3. Now our x value here is 0 and our y value is 3. So on the x-axis we start at 0. We don't go out along the x-axis at all because it has no, well, it has a value of 0. So we don't go out along the x-axis at all. Our y value is 3, so we go up along the y-axis 3 units. 1, 2, 3. So this is where our point is going to be. So our point is going to be here. That point there will have coordinates 0, 3. Okay, so let's have a look at another point. Let's have a look at the point 0, minus 6. This value here is our x value, this is y value here. So what we do is we go out along the x-axis 0 units. So we start at 0, 0, so we go out 0 units. So effectively we don't move. We stay where we are. We don't go out along the x-axis at all because x is 0. Now on the y-axis we go down 6. So it's minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. So our y value is minus 6, so our point will be here. And this point is 0, minus 6. Okay. So again, you'll notice from these 2 points here, both these 2 points are now on the y-axis, and you'll notice that the x value is 0 in both cases. And that's going to happen for all points on the y-axis. Any point you plot on the y-axis will have x values of 0. This is because you're not moving out the x-axis at all. You're only moving up and down the y-axis, so only the y values are going to change. So for all points on the y-axis, x will be 0. For all points on the x-axis, y will be 0. And that's it. That's plotting points on the xy plane or the Cartesian plane.